Good morning. This is Dr. Rutledge, and I'm going to talk to you about something you're not going to like. I know I bothered people with the MGB. I know I'm bothering people with the MGB too. Well, I'm here to bother you about how you feed your patients postoperatively. And before I begin, I'd like to humbly thank everyone for the invitation, and I hope you won't be too angry when we're done. Okay, the standard American diet has invaded the entire world. I think there's no controversy about this. It's a terrible diet. It's leading to death and diabetes, and it's a horrible thing. And it's killing us. I say, wake up. I only have 10 minutes here, and I can't give you all the references and explanations, but I will tell you what I do with my patients and what I do in my own life. Okay, this is too complicated for you to get all and understand the whole thing. Let me briefly say that the American diet is killing us. And I'm going to go through a lot of this stuff and then about as much as you can stand, then I'll quit. But these are all factors that are measures shown to affect lifespan and health span. That is how long you live and how healthy you are. And AMPK, autophagy, cellular senescence, IGF-1, mTOR, sirtuins, and telomeres are made a difference based on what you eat. Now, there are other things, but they're based on what you eat in part. And here's what we see. Almost always decrease meat. Okay, almost always decrease meat, dairy, and eggs. Almost always increase the amount of whole food, plant-based foods. And so that's about, we're done. You can hang up now, you can stop listening, but it's not complicated. I mean, even us surgeons can understand this. So stay with me if you can. Here's some examples. So AMP, for example, is a crucial cellular energy system in the body, and the low-fat plant-based diet leads to a decrease in free fatty acid levels, better glycemic control, and a low-carbohydrate diet related to AMPK levels. Okay, autophagy, and I'm sorry you can't see that on the top, but I wish that would go away. I wonder if there's a way to do that. Stop recording, captions, play chain, recognize hand gesture, get live on Facebook, disable annotation, hide name, optimize for video. Well, I don't know how to fix that, so we can't see the top. I apologize. Anyways, we'll keep going. Anyways, plant-based diets may support autophagy. That's where you clean out the crap in your body. And a low-protein plant-based diet led to increased hormonal changes, diminishing a bad actor called IGF-1. That's insulin-like growth factor, which is a predictor of aging and a shortened lifespan. Okay, look, I'm going to go through all this, but only in a flash. Look, a lot of these things, this is everything, the latest research on life and death and health and illness. And basically, eat less meat and animal type proteins, foods, and increase the amount of plant-based type foods that you're eating. It's that simple. Now, I could go on all this, but we have other things to do today. And that is, I'm going to talk to you about what to eat. Okay, so like in Terminator, I say, come with me if you want to live. And say I change that to come with me if you want your patients to do better, and then come with me if you want to do better. All right, what to eat, what not to eat. The MGB diet and the no MGB diet. Then first of all, we're going to say, you don't have to believe me. This is the American Heart Association with a brief translation into a simpler speech by me. And there's a video presentation on this online where I'm allowed to go into more detail. Anyways, there's a lot of problems with the MGB and it's how people manage it. But one of the best things you can do is if you do a bad MGB and you do it differently than I recommend, you're going to do better if you feed them well post-operatively. They will do better. So my recommendation, if you disagree with me on how to do the surgery, pay attention to the post-operative food. You might make a difference there. So diet advice today, like the MGB, I think it can be done wrong. The MGB or your diet done wrong can lead to serious health complications. So let's get this right. Here it is, my MGB diet, 10 simple steps for eating after the MGB. And basically, there's no basically about it. It's just a copy of the American Heart Association diet. It's summarized and simple. And here we go. So 10 things. You ready? Eat less calories. Surprised? No. Okay. Now here's the next one. This will bother half of the people here. Eat fresh fruits and vegetables almost always and almost nothing else. Now I left out beans and grain and stuff like that, but you get it. I mean, eat plants, right? And almost nothing else. That's it. Okay, number 3, eat a lot of whole unprocessed grains. Yeah, and I didn't put in beans and all the rest of that. And number 4 is almost never eat meat, dairy, or eggs. I mean, we can go on and on about this, but bottom line, protein from plants almost always, and you're going to get plenty of protein. You don't need protein powders. No fried anything. This is called advanced glycation end products. No high temperature cooking, no frying, no nothing like that. No baking, and so no processed foods. Food processing is now recognized as basically it's a poison. Drink water or green tea. All that other junk that you're drinking is bad for you. No salt, okay? Salt kills. It raises the blood pressure, causes heart attack and stroke, so don't use salt. If you want to use a salty taste, which you can, all you have to do is use potassium salt instead. Don't drink alcohol. It's a bad idea. And these rules apply everywhere, inside and out, even at the meeting. Okay, improve cardiovascular health. This is why they did this, okay? It's a shared focus on cardiovascular and health unites the 35 million volunteers. This is a gigantic organization that wants to stop heart disease, and they said what I just said. So it's not that radical anymore. We're finally coming around to eat healthy, to live a better life. Okay, here, okay. A healthy and balanced diet includes a variety of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy plant sources of protein, while limiting, I would say close to zero, meat, dairy, eggs, and processed foods. Food also should be limited or eliminated food with added sugar, salt, and saturated fat. Okay, a scientific statement from the American Heart Association. This is the way they wrote it, and I think it's a little weak, but that's okay. So here's the new AHA guidelines. We'll go through them in detail very quickly, and we're almost done. And with my translation. So AHA says this, I say stop eating so many calories. I mean, it's not complicated. Eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. Yeah, job number 1 is eat fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, except almost always that and almost nothing else. Now you can have meat or a pizza every once in a while or a piece of cake, but do you want to die? Do you want to get sick? Do you want to have a heart attack and stroke and have diabetes? 10% of the world now is diabetic. Why do you think that happened? You know, it's not an infection, but it is a pandemic. Okay, eat lots of whole, unprocessed grains. Okay, stop eating meat, dairy, and eggs, except maybe sometimes. All protein and plenty of protein comes from plants. You don't have to worry about that. Rarely, if ever, eat seafood. I don't think you should. Rarely, if ever, have low-fat dairy or non-fat dairy. Just leave that out. It's not good for you. And don't eat meat. Whatever you do, you don't want to eat processed meat. You know, the meat that's cut up and sliced and hot dogs and what I grew up on. No. Stop that. All right. Don't eat fatty, oily, greasy foods. So coconut oil, palm oil, animal fats, butter, lard. No. And of course, there's a whole big effort now to identify and exclude processed foods. You know, it's true that French fries and potato chips are vegetarian, but they are not healthy. Okay, what do you get to drink? No, you can't have all that crap that you're drinking. Drink water or green tea, no sodas or artificial sweeteners, no salt added. You can switch out potassium. It's not that hard. Don't drink alcohol. And these rules apply both inside and when you're out playing around. Much simpler, and follow these if you want to live. And so that's the summary. No more. And so that's the end. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope I didn't make too many of you angry, and I thank you very much.